Hey, I want to talk about some very strange find I have found on the internet regarding this Toltec pottery. But before I talk about it, let me just briefly reiterate who the Toltec were. They were a Mesoamerican culture that existed around 900 to 1168. The Aztec came after them. But the Aztecs saw the Toltecs as their intellectual and cultural predecessors, and then they described the Toltec culture as coming from Tolan or Nahuatl. It's Nahuatl for Tula. It's the epitome of civilization. Now we know a certain amount about the Aztecs. We know a certain amount about the Mayans. We know a certain amount about the Incans. There's still a lot yet to learn, but there were many different cultures that came before those three main Mesoamerican and South American culture that we have yet to learn about. But what I have found interesting about these Toltecs, well, we don't, you have to kind of dig in and learn more about it, but looking at some of their pottery, the shape of the faces do not look Asian. They look Semitic and Phoenician. And in some cases, it doesn't even look human. They're bearded, which is the male to have a beard is uncharacteristic of Asians, especially Native Americans. So there needs to be a lot more looking into this culture. But the first thing I'm showing you is this. It's called an orange ware clay vessel in the Toltec style from the American Museum of Natural History. That museum's in New York. But if you look at this item, it's clearly a beard. The mouth is incredibly wide, which seems strange. Looking at the nose, it's like almost a beak. It's that aquiline nose, or they call it Roman nose. Some people call it hook nose. But the eyes as well. Look at those eyes. And I had just done a video on the Mayan god with the goggles, and it's interesting to me, the roundedness of. I'm thinking this is going to be eyebrows or a brow ridge, but underneath the eye as well, into the nose, like it's a swelling. And the nose is very different. The whole feature, just look, and that it has earrings, or these earrings. It looks very Semitic, Phoenician to me, but yet slightly strange, not quite, very crude features. And I don't know, they have something above the eyes, which I'm not sure if that's just the rest of the head or what, or bandana or something. But I was looking around on the internet and I found this site called the Barakat Collection and it's out of London, Beverly Hills, and Abu Dhabi. And they have pre-Columbian art for sale. And, one of the vessels this is interesting, is a Toltec plumbed vessel in the form of an ape skull. Well, there are no apes in Mesoamerica. There's monkeys, but apes are part of Asia and Africa. So I don't know if they made a mistake on that issue. The next issue, I'm going to show you some of these Toltec plumbate head effigy vessels. Now they look pretty human, and again, they all are bearded, and they have those really thick eyebrows and that aquiline nose. Some of the faces are wide, and some of them I guess not so, not so wide. But they have one vessel that they call a head vessel. And if you take a look at it, this thing doesn't even look human. And they say it's a head. This thing looks reptilian with a beard. There's something really off. In the nose doesn't quite look like the previous noses. But they're referring to this. And by the way, these were all found in Guatemala. And they date about 1000 to 1200 AD, somewhere around that. But they're referring to this as human. Now, some of the other vessels are a bit older. Some go back to 550 AD. But these are all out of Guatemala. So, again, beards, really thick eyebrows, this nose characteristic that's Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, really wide mouths, and something with the eyes, like puffy eyes. Some of these have high cheekbones. I mean, this doesn't look Asian at all. Come on. Let's just cut out the nonsense. This was all, it's more than one. And they're all over 1,000 years old from Guatemala. And this is not characteristic of a Siberian in any stretch of the imagination. This is Phoenician, Semitic. So I just want to point that out. But like I said, the other one doesn't even look human. Now, there's another one, clear as day. You can see the beard and the nose and the thick eyebrows. This one was also from Guatemala. So I don't know where they're, like I said, I mean, how can you deny that that's not Siberian, and it's got a set of facial features similar to Phoenician, except for that one strange one that looks reptilian. Doesn't even look human. Doesn't even look human. So just wanted to point that out. Thanks.